Over the past 2 weeks, I've been using AI to improve our win rate in trading. That's the goal. Using AI to backtest years of data. Because in trading, especially as a retail trader, you don't have as much edge as other hedge funds or any institutional traders. They have access to Bloomberg Terminal and all of those high-tech stuff, right? So the best way to approach trading as a retail trader is to know what your win rate is. And you can use any entry models, any trading system, but if you're not familiar with how they perform over time, what your success rate are, because the law of average dictates that you're not going to win forever, but how often can you win? So this database here is ORB Strategy over the past 200 days during New York session. Why am I backtesting ORB when I don't even really use ORB anymore? Because now the entry model that I use, it's a reversal on for hourly candle overextensions. So a few days ago, I was trying to get AI to backtest this, and there was a problem. Okay, they didn't know how to define what my trading system looked like, which is basically the first condition is it a range bound condition, right? So you guys have been in this space long enough, you pretty much know that this is a range bound condition. But if you're gonna express it mathematically for the AI agent to understand what a range bound condition is, you need to be very specific. And I've tried to be very specific, and I think I didn't do a good enough job, but it didn't understand this is a range bound condition. So that's the first thing. If you're gonna be backtesting with AI, is do you know how to express it mathematically so the AI agent can define what your conditions are? That's why we stuck with ORB, because that's the easiest parameter to define. It's literally the range is the first 15-minute candle of New York session. And then if there's a 1-minute break above, we take long. Stops at the bottom wick of the 15-minute candle. If the 1-minute candle breaks below the 15-minute candle, we take shorts. We put stop loss on the top wick. And the data we got shows it's a coin flip. Total trades 199. And the win rate is 45%. Now this is great information because it's telling me if I just plainly use price action and just trade that rule, my win rate is not high enough. And only considering 1R to be the take profit, this is not going to make me profitable. So what I can do is look for recurring confluences, look for recurring factors outside of candlesticks. That can be volume, that can be footprint, that can be correlative assets, maybe USDT dominance. So that's the next step for me now, is to find out, okay, what can we do to make us win more, right? What factors lead to more wins and what factors lead to more loss? And then if you can spot the consistent factors, then you'll know that you'll have probability on your side, right? So backtesting is really good because you get to know your odds before you start playing, right? If you're gonna be backtesting, man, it's gonna take weeks, it's gonna take months. You literally have to be on the computer for 6 to 8 hours, and then half of that time is just setting up your setup, and then half of that time, if you're lucky, you get to analyze what happened there, right? Then think about it, you'll need even more time looking for other confluences. You have to set up multi-charts, and then you have to look at data. So why don't you have AI do the work for those? And then the most important part here is you need to think, what are the confluences that would lead to more wins and more loss? The AI we use to build this backtesting system is not with OpenClaw. We actually use Cursor. So one thing we notice is OpenClaw is great for actually being a personal AI assistant. They're good for coordinating. They're good for just doing direct tasks. But when you ask them to think and then build something for you, even with Opus 4.5 or with Opus 4.6 right now, it's pretty shit. Which is why you need Cursor, because this is specialized for coding. If you need to build a system, use Cursor. It's really, really good. So the takeaway here is if you're going to be doing this for trading, make sure you know how to mathematically express your parameters. So one day I would really like to be able to define what this is, what a range bound condition is, so that the AI agent can understand. And that's also another tip here, boys, is price action strategy, right? It's pretty subjective. It's discretional. It's difficult because it's not 100% rule-based. It's not 100% mechanical. So order flow traders have a significant advantage here to build a better system because their AI agents can understand these math behind the order flow, right? But there's also the downside for using order flow is those API keys, they cost a lot of money, right? If you're gonna be trying out anyway, you can start off with price action first. Start off with something easy. For me, it's ORB, right? It's the easiest parameter to define. Then from then on, what I'm thinking is, okay, let's just add on top of this. Let's test out, what platforms, which API keys can my bot connect to, fetch the data, then reiterate. So don't pile everything on at once for the AI agent. Break it down step by step, and then save those step by step in a PRD so the bot can reference to it in the future, because their context window runs out eventually. I think every start of the day, depending on what model you use. Right now, my next step into improving this database. Okay, so now that we know we have a 45% win rate if we're going to use ORB during New York session, what factor leads to more wins? Could that be stuff like what we saw earlier, what we were using earlier, volume candles, where the fat ones are heavy volume? Could this lead to a high probability setup? And if we don't see them, if we're trading live, then we don't take them. That's simple, right? So it's really just simplifying your edge. Oh yeah, and also one more thing. Don't feel intimidated by the amount of stuff you see on X when they're building trading bots or whatever. The original author posted this on X and it went viral. Said, gave OpenClaw access to portfolio, trade this 1 million to maximize returns, blah, blah, blah. Kicked off 25 strategies, scanned 3,000 reports, developed 12 new, blah, blah, blah. Lost everything, but boy, was it beautiful. Reality check. Don't do this shit. Because if you overcomplicate it, your agent, and this is what I feel, they won't know, what strategy to use. They might be using it all at the same time. You just need one simple entry model and then look for other confluences that are happening outside of your chart that leads to consistent wins. So what we're not seeing on this chart right now is volume. Right? If you're just looking like this, volume, footprint, large market order bubbles. That's one feature that I really like from order flow platforms. Market conditions, time of day, time of session, right? The other stuff you're looking for are stuff you don't see on this chart. That makes sense, right? So if you find this helpful, remember to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. My name is Ron. Shana now.